Welcome back, everyone, to the Seven Rivers Racing Show. I'm Matt Panure, filling in for Dan Diker. And joining me right now is Corey Jankowski, the defending late model champion, two-time defending late model champion at Dells Raceway Park. Corey, nice to have you here.
Hey, good to be up here.
The question is, are you ready to get back to defend that championship?
Yes, and I'm going to go, well, let everybody know that I am starting out in super late models. I just had my first opener up in Plover, and it was fantastic, I think. I was pretty much very nervous about the whole thing, but with the West Coon Motorsports, which we're calling ourselves Superstars Motorsports, with Frank Cryer is teamed up with me and stuff. So Wes has got this car for me, which is a Hamke chassis, Ford powered, Toyota bodied. But it's very different getting in there and turning it up with this new motor, and everything about it was a totally different experience, but it's going to really help me out with the late model.
Now, what's so different about the super late model as compared to the limited late model that you normally run?
Well, I got about another 100 more horse underneath me. I have 2 more inches of tires, stickier tires, which I'm not used to at all. I learned a lot this last weekend. I know I need to go out running and do a little more on my cardio. A little out of air on when I got done running that 75 lapper. So, but I went down to the Lacrosse Speedway this last weekend. We had a little rain out there, so we had a mishap there. We couldn't run opener for the Dells, so we went down there to visit Harley and my brother. Harley Jankowski races down there too, and had to talk to some of the old vets down there. Had Steve Hoshausen. I see he's limping along pretty good. He's anxious to get back in the car, and I asked him, so Steve, how do you keep yourself going in these super late miles, man? I think I burnt all my equipment up. I says, yeah, it's easy to do with all that horsepower and stuff. He's like, well, the best thing you do is you get yourself into a rhythm and stuff like that. So everything I'm learning in the super late model stuff, I'm going to add more into my limited. So I think it might be a little tougher to beat me on this third round, I guess, for this limited show.
And you talk about being tougher to beat. Last season, a couple guys came close, namely Mike Litchfield, who was 3 points behind in his rookie seasons, Davey Pennell, another Sparta driver, and then also Rich Schumann kind of right in the mix. Tell us a little bit about that championship run for you last year and how much of a challenge it was for you.
That was all about for fans. Fans loved it. You don't get no better than getting into the last night. Everybody's within 10 points, the way the system's run. I think the Dells did a really good job on every point's a position when you pass. Earn your passing points and stuff like that. That was pretty huge of guys that are always starting in the back and trying to work their ways up front and get those extra points like that than the guy that's winning on pole, winning every night. So it's the point system was a little more closer this year than most, and to go into last night, I'm down in third actually, and during that whole segment where we have Schumann was leading it one time in points, Davey was leading it one time in points, and then Lynchfield was leading it, and next thing you know, I come up through the pack a little bit and sitting right on the back tail, and it's like I was going to go around Lynchfield, and then I was told not to. And I was like, what? I can pass them. He goes, no, I think we've won the championship and we're going to stay right here. And I don't really race for points. That's another thing. All these drivers out there think, oh, you're all up on this point racing and all this. I'm not, actually. I go out there and just race to win until it's the last night. Then it's a little different. Then I decide to look at the big picture and go for the big championship run. But when I was behind them, it was good for the fans. They liked it. I had a lot of close calls like that. I think the 08 I had one where back in my super stocks it was a last point race too, and Lynchfield, same Lynchfield, was leading it. Travis Hancock was in second and I was in third, and last lap I came out leading it. Travis was in third, and Lynchfield got second out of it. And like I said, the Dells Raceway Park down there, they got their stuff together, and it's been growing ever since Joe and Lance took over. And I see it's an awesome track, and and it's still growing.
This year, a little something new. The Alive for 5 Super Late Model Series kicks off on Saturday. So you'll be a busy guy with your first race in the Limited Late and also in the Super Late at Dells. What are you thinking for the double duty that you're going to be pulling this Saturday?
I need a big crew. Not for the Superstars Motorsports crew, guys. They're wonderful. I think everybody's backed me up in Plover this last weekend. It was different than I got out of the car. I was going to do something, and everybody's like, "Get away! You're just here to drive." All right. But I got two of my guys missing right now. They want to retire. Derek Squires, and he's one of the best chassis guys I know. Put these cars together for me. Not the late model stuff, chassis stuff. The more like the super stocks and the thunder stocks and stuff like that. But he's going green. He's trying to chill out, and he's gonna slow down on building cars, whatever. But then my other Jim Eagleson, he's giving her a break too from being my spotter. So I'm actually going out there kind of a little blindfolded. Needs new crew guys, but to jump back and forth the cars, it's just like being like Kyle Busch, just in and out. It's that's what makes a heck of a driver out of you, is changing different chassis, different cars, and different feelings out there, and still try and get the job done.
From my PR standpoint, we know what we were going with for the Alive for 5 with the foundation and all of the things that we set up to try to save you guys money. From a driver's standpoint, what have you thought of it so far?
Really good. The pocketbook shows it. You guys ain't afraid to mention certain things and let us have our input about certain things about the equipment that we use, shocks, some of the things, the tire programs and stuff like that. So I think you guys have been really helpful, letting the driver speak up and listen to everybody, not even just certain people, but everybody. And I think the finance of it came down a little bit, where it's more affordable and you're seeing more car count out there to actually.
Well, before we put the wraps on this segment, Corey, I see you brought a couple of goodies. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the goodies and the folks that help you out?
Haleman's Brothers Cranberries is my primary sponsor. I picked them up in 2008, showed them what I had, and in 2009 we built this limited late model car. And 2 years in a row now, we've been really doing an awesome job with this left-hander, and now I'm into a super late model, same sponsor and stuff, teamed up with Wes Kuhn. The goodies, these are just a little advertising. It's just their logos. I put this on there. This can use this camera stuff. It's just some craisins, chocolate covered craisins. People, the fans, they seem to come up, and then pretty much every night they're always gone. But Haleman's, they're all in the fresh fruit cranberries, and usually in the fall and harvest time, you'll see the stores are flooded with them and stuff. But it's Haleman's have actually turned my whole racing career into a new height. So I'm very appreciable that I have them on board.
Well, always great to have good partners. Great to have you, Corey, and we're looking forward to seeing you Saturday. Bust your butt going back and forth between two cars.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a short break here on the Seven Rivers Racing Show. We'll be right back with more.